All right, so today we are working on a smoked pulled pork, and I am actually doing 3 of these um, for my church luncheon on Sunday, which is going to be served around 11:30. So the first thing we're going to do is to marinate the pulled pork, or the pork butt. So what you're buying is a pork butt, usually for smoking. You'll see that there's a big bone that runs through here, and you want the ones with the bone. But if you can't find it, and you get the bonus ones, it's not the worst thing. But the ones with the bone just taste a little bit better. So you want to look for pork butt. It is not actually the butt of the pig. It is actually the shoulder, but I don't know why they call it pork butt. There's something on YouTube that tells you, but I forgot what it was. Anyway, because pork butts are so big, you can't just season it on top, because there will be no flavor underneath, inside, the big chunks of meat inside. So that's why we're marinating it the night before. I plan to smoke this around probably 1 o'clock tomorrow in the afternoon, and it's going to go 12 hours to about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to pull it then and let it rest until the next Sunday morning to serve it at around 11 o'clock. All right, so quick thing, usually the thing you want to marinate with, it's got some sweetness to it, like apple juice. Here I've got some juice I had sitting there, some kind of fruit juice, with apple cider vinegar and a little bit of water. Okay, so exactly what it is every time is different for me, but you can look online and find that recipe if you want. And then I have this injector thing that injects the marinade into different spots of the pork. Okay, so I'm gonna just start in one corner, and you're gonna poke it as far as you can, and then just kind of squeeze a little bit at a time. Squeezing too much is actually no use, because it will just squirt right back out at you. Okay, so I go as far as I can, deep as I can, and then I squirt a little bit around it, and then I'm pulling it out slowly as well, so that it's more on the surface. Okay, so I did that one. I'm going to go about 2 inches over and do it again. You see that I'm kind of poking around the same spot, but each time squeezing a little bit of this marinade in there. And again, you can see some of it's coming out. It's okay if it comes out, but just try to get some of it in there. Okay. And I have 3 of these to go. These were on the small side. The 2 big ones are about almost 9 pounds. And this one I think is only like 7 pounds, which is quite small. But each one that I've done in the past, about 9 to 10 pounds, would feed anywhere from 25 to 30 people, because you're gonna pull this pork into shreds when it's cooked. And so it's gonna go with the side, it'll go probably on top of Hawaiian rolls, and then go with some mac and cheese. You could put some coleslaw to it, match some coleslaw with it, mashed potato or scalloped potatoes, things like that. So, you're not just eating the meat by itself. It's gonna be part of a big meal. And let's see, what else? Pulled pork is probably the cheapest barbecue smoked meat you can do, because it feeds a lot of people. And yeah, it feeds big parties. Whereas you do a brisket about the same size, because you're slicing it in big slices, you feed less people. But pulled pork, you can feed a lot more, and it's most economical, because sometimes I bought this because it just happened to be, I needed it this week. But if you catch it on sale, sometimes it's as cheap as $1.50 a pound. So for 10 pounds for $15, $15 to $20, you can feed 20 to 30 people, which is ridiculously good, you know. Anyway, so I will do all 3 of these, and the pulled pork will be done for about 12 hours. After 6 hours or so, when it reaches around 160 to 170 internal temperature, I will wrap it and then smoke it until the internal temperature goes until 205. And then I'm going to rest it for almost 10 hours to really let that all the juices redistribute inside, and all the fat to kind of render and redistribute in there, and it'll taste good that way. And then when I shred it, one thing about pulled pork is when you are ready, don't shred it until you're ready to serve it, you know, until literally people are ready to put it on their plate, because pork dries out really fast. So you want it shredded right when, you know, right when they're ready to eat. And it makes them, it's, you know, a nice party pleaser too when they see you shredding it. Okay, you'll notice that there's a large fat cap on the bottom. For a brisket, you might cut some of that fat off, but for here, I actually don't touch it at all, because, whoa, there's a crack on here. Because this fat, I'm actually gonna put it on the bottom of my, this fat is gonna go on the top of the grill. So fat down, that way it protects my meat, and it doesn't burn the bottom of my pulled pork. So I'll show you how I do it tomorrow when I put it in the smoker, and then, you know, as it gets checked on periodically during the day, and then at the end on Sunday afternoon or Sunday lunchtime, I'll show you how I shred it and what we're going to serve with it. Okay, so it doesn't need to be perfect. You know, you just need to get it in there, get enough juices in there so that it will sit for the next 24 hours in the fridge. Actually only 12 hours, because I'm going to smoke at 1 o'clock tomorrow. And before I do that, I will put a rub on top, just to give the outer edge a flavor.